the thrill of cocaine for some reason is exciting to people who love like exciting things. Like there's something about fighters are adrenaline junkies. They like to be pumped up, and yeah, Conor seems to enjoy it, which is one of the things that makes me think he probably won't come back.
Conor McGregor may be preparing for a second UFC return, but this time, the path back is far from smooth. With controversy following his every move, the battle outside the ring might prove more difficult than the one within. Conor McGregor appears on track to come back to the limelight as news breaks of him returning to the UFC's testing pool, most likely in preparation for the much-hyped UFC White House event. The announcement heralds a long-awaited return that has been touted by fans, but equally long postponed as a result of numerous controversies and contract delays. The UFC itself has traditionally been open to spectacle, and McGregor's return to the fold would indicate the promotion is preparing for another big promotional campaign featuring the once two-division champion.
The whole world's waiting. Is he going to get in shape and fight? And he told me in person, he whispered in my ear, he said, I'm in the testing pool. He said, I'm getting ready to make my comeback. I'm going to fight on that big card, and then I'm gonna have another fight, and then we can talk.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. The big one being the White House card.
That's what he said.
Yet his return has not been universally welcomed. McGregor's name has been embroiled in many personal scandals, the most recent of which included lewd texts reportedly being sent to artist Azealia Banks, paired with threats demanding she keep quiet. These events left a dark shadow over his public persona, drawing criticism from both his fans and fighters. The general mood among UFC fighters has become colder, with many expressing dismay regarding the optics of having him return during these behavioral issues. Adding to the disapproval is the uproar over photos that emerged that had McGregor with another woman at a beach, fueling rumors of infidelity. The optics of the matter only fueled the criticism already directed his way. His personal life has repeatedly made headlines for the wrong reasons, and while it's not new territory for him, the repeated pattern of controversies has started to erode the remaining goodwill among peers and fans alike who once admired his swagger and fighting spirit. This series of scandals didn't stop there, as McGregor was also caught up in a nightclub fight where he was accused of starting a physical altercation with a civilian. Instances like these have been on the rise in his post-prime era, contributing to the narrative of him being spiraled out of control further from the image of discipline that characterized his championship reign. Critics claim that his behavior outside the cage now outweighs any contribution that he may make inside the octagon. Daniel Cormier, a well-respected voice in the UFC commentary and fighting community, spoke out publicly against McGregor's return, seeing it as a possible taint on the promotion's reputation. His words were a reflection of a wider sentiment that McGregor's return, for all of his star power, would undermine the professionalism and discipline that the UFC purports to maintain. This criticism was not in isolation, and it paved the way for others in the sport to voice similar reservations.
Conor's not coming back, bro. Conor's done. I saw Conor hit somebody the other day again. He be hitting random people now, man.
But isn't that indicative of him wanting to come back? He want to get back in there.
Sucker punching people. Right?
With all that money, he's just hitting people. You know he got too much money because you know he's getting sued. He like Oprah, million for you, million for you. Every time he feel like he want to hit somebody.
You don't think there's a chance for Conor to come back?
I think Michael Chandler getting beat on by Charles Oliveira the way he did makes it more likely that he would come back to fight Chandler. He can only fight the right guy though. A guy that is really good and willing to stand and trade with him. Then he might be able to get in there and fight.
Fighters such as Ilya Topuria, Khamzat Chimaev, and Robert Whittaker have similarly been doubtful or dismissive of McGregor's return. Most observers believe that the sport has moved beyond his style of anarchy and no longer requires his theatrics. They maintain that attention should continue to be on actual contenders who carry the sport's values and not provide center stage to an individual who continues to create controversy outside the octagon. The changing of the guard in the UFC has rendered his behavior old-fashioned to many.
Conor McGregor's rumored to come back 2025. Do you think we'll see the same Conor McGregor return to the UFC?
No way.
I don't think so, no.
The same one? Never.
Every time he's in front of a camera, he's 100 miles an hour. I don't know if we'll see him again, to be honest.
Definitely not. I don't think he's gonna come back.
I don't even think we'll see him really because he's been pulled in every single direction.
He's a fake fighter. He fakes all the time to come back. What he is?
Conor was on his prime, one of the best guys in the world, you know. So, but now it's not his time. His time is gone.
Give $100 million to any fighter, you'll see a different one in the next fight.
I don't think so. He has so much money. I think the fire in the eyes he lost.
I believe we'll see him fight, and I still believe he's really good. I don't know if we'll ever see the same prime Conor.
You think if you had 100 mil, you could be the same in return?
You'd never see me again, bro.
Okay, no, that's honesty.
Adding to the mounting unease, Joe Rogan mentioned McGregor's reported problems with drug use, fueling the debate that his comeback would be a problematic one. Though McGregor has always lived a flashy existence, these allegations, whether true or not, feed into the perception of a fighter a world away from the discipline needed at the top level. Critics say that his presence would dilute the well-earned respectability of the athletes who are presently driving the UFC.
The thrill of cocaine for some reason is exciting to people who love like exciting things. Like there's something about fighters are adrenaline junkies that like to be pumped up, and yeah, Conor seems to enjoy it, which is one of the things that makes me think he probably won't come back.
Despite the backlash, Dana White hasn't been afraid to toy with McGregor's return. From a business perspective, McGregor is still one of the UFC's biggest draws, and Dana is more than happy to ride out the PR storm if it leads to big box office numbers. It's a risk staking on nostalgia, controversy, and name recognition to drive pay-per-view buys, even if it goes against the promotion's professed principles or the fighter's disdain.
Still a year away. I mean, it's literally a year away from now. So the landscape will change a lot over the next year as far as title holders and, stars and people that pop up. But yeah, I mean, we're looking if we do a Jones and Conor on the same card, plus a lot of other great fights, anything is possible and everything is possible for that card.
Outside of the UFC, McGregor has been observed tightening his relations with politicians, most prominently with Donald Trump, the former US president. Videos of a recent visit to the Oval Office of the two shaking hands reinforce the idea that McGregor is trying to position himself as a mainstream personality beyond fighting. Such appearances appear choreographed to create an image of him still having clout both in and out of the fight scene.
Guys, please try to shoot. It's one of my own. I can get you what I do. I tell you what, your work ethic is inspiring. Your work rate is inspiring.
In a subsequent interview, McGregor talked about his time at the White House and suggested plans ahead, presenting himself as an international figurehead and not simply a UFC fighter. His communication seemed artfully crafted to divert attention from his scandals and present himself as transformed, matured public figure. Whether this effort will be well received by fans and fighters alike is to be determined, but the effort to salvage his public image is certainly underway.
We had a great moment in the Oval Office with President Trump in the White House where we got to speak our case. It was the first time it had happened in our history, really, where we felt as a people someone spoke up about our issues. We often hear, and very hastily hear, about overseas issues or foreign affairs, and we hear about it so much that we are left scratching our head. Well, what about our issues? Exactly. What about the issues the people of Ireland face? And that is a rising sentiment that is taking place behind the doors of every household in the country. What about us?
Trump himself seemed to be truly impressed with McGregor, as his admiration for the Irishman did not appear politically motivated, but was genuinely based on respect for McGregor's bluster and bravado. This cross-endorsement is a calculated ploy based on a strategic affinity between two divisive but high-profile personalities who live on and feed off spectacle. Their friendship only adds fuel to McGregor's effort to make himself relevant once more, not merely in combat sports, but globally.
Well, I do happen to like your fighter. He's got the best tattoos I've ever seen. I don't know if I'm a big, but Conor's great, right? Talking about Conor, but you have a lot of great Irish fighters, actually. Great fighters. I don't know what that is, but Ireland's always had a lot of good fighters. You know why? Because they're tough people.
Things are going great. The White House, Dana White said, you and John Jones, that's a real deal.
I'm going home, I'm going to get the head down, I'm going to rest. They're testing me, I'm in the pool. I says, you always say, man, I thought that's what the pools are for, jumping in and out. But I'm back in the pool, so get ready and stay ready, because damage will be done. Oval Office, White House.
I was retired. I felt like I was at a place where I've done it all in the MMA space, and felt like there wasn't too many more challenges for me, and I just wanted to do something more than championships and money. And Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Garden. That just seems like such a huge opportunity. I'm a very proud American. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military. This is my act of I can't call it service, but just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
So while McGregor's gloves might be back in training for the cage, his fights outside of it are far from finished. If this return is to take place, it won't simply challenge his ability, but the standards of the UFC. Subscribe for more high-speed fight updates and in-depth analysis.